So we are ready to start week 2. And in week 2, we are leaving the Anglo-Saxons behind because with the Norman invasion, the Battle of Hastings, uh, the victory of William the Conqueror in 1066 changes a lot of the stuff that's going on in our kind of political, cultural landscape. The Anglo-Normans arrive and they change the language, they change the culture, and to kind of illustrate how they change the once Anglo-Saxon England into a completely different place, we are going to read our Arthurian romance, our Anglo-Norman poem, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. And guys, this is one of my favorite pieces we read all semester because we meet Gawain, the nephew of Arthur, and he goes on a journey slash quest slash test, and he comes in contact with quite literally a big giant green knight. And when I say green, I mean green. He glows. He's green. So it's kind of a piece of fantastical fiction that is wonderful. But that is our poem for the week, and I will warn you that it is a little bit longer than the poems that you guys read collectively last week. So make sure that you allow yourself the time to give to the poem. What I suggest doing, because I have created another interactive lecture for you guys, because I think that I got some good feedback on those, honestly. So I'm going to kind of keep doing them because I think they're helpful. But the interactive lecture that I have done for you, I've broken it up into 4 parts because of course, our poem is a 4-part poem. There's 4 parts to this poem. And if you're having difficulty kind of keeping up with what's going on, understanding where we're going, I suggest that you take the poem and the interactive lecture and kind of do them together. So read what you can, watch the lecture, and then kind of look at part 2 and then watch the lecture for part 2, 3, so on and so forth, because that's kind of how I've designed it to be. So if it's not a difficult read, but it is kind of challenging, mainly because the language and we're not used to reading we aren't. So that is what I suggest you guys do. So do the lectures with the reading, and also maybe save a little bit of time for you. So there's an interactive lecture, and then there is a discussion board that you are responsible for this week. I've broken you up into groups, which is exciting, and I have also given kind of a list of topics, and you'll see the instructions for that. So make sure you pay attention to the directions. The one thing that I do want to also mention is that I have scheduled our first Zoom live discussion. That's optional, of course, because I can't force you to attend because it's an asynchronous class, but I have scheduled an optional Zoom discussion for us, me and you, all of us together, to meet and come and talk about that silly Gawain and the Green Knight. So if you can attend, that would be fabulous. If not, I will post a recording of the discussion for you guys to take a listen to before going into the discussion board. So about our live Zoom optional meeting, I looked at the survey that you guys took, that I asked you guys to take, and not everybody had taken it when I looked at it, but I kind of had to get my signets in a row for the week. So I looked at the results, and overwhelmingly 72% of you said that the evening, the 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., not that it's going to take until 9 p.m., but the 7 p.m. start time was the one that you preferred. So that's the one we're going to go with. So we'll start at 7. And almost 50% of you said I'm open to times, and the 39%, which was the next highest number, said that Wednesday was the best day for us to meet. So, going with the consensus of the class, we will be meeting Wednesday at 7 p.m. to talk about Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. If you cannot come, that's okay. You'll get points if you come. If not, then you'll be excused from them. It's not really that big of a deal. It will not harm your grade in any way. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I also encourage you guys to start thinking about sending me an email to schedule your email conference assignment. I'm meeting with all of my students this semester, so the sooner you get in, it's more likely a guarantee that you'll get the time that you want. That is all. I know. Gosh, Miss Swan, you've given us so much stuff to do this week, and I probably have, but it's not unmanageable. I mean, it's the time that you would be spending in class if we were in person. So it's certainly less work than last week. So that is all that's all I have scheduled for the week. The other thing that I do want to mention, I am well aware that the book, the Norton Anthology, is on back order. Unfortunately, this happened last year and kind of irritated about it, but that does not mean you get a free pass and you don't have to read, and that doesn't mean that you don't need the book, because you need the book. And if the bookstore doesn't get themselves together, I'm going to be very angry and have to, make some calls. But for those of you who have yet to acquire your book, I have given you a PDF file underneath the little heading that says readings, where I've given the page number for the anthology. I have also given a PDF file for Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. It is not the same translation that is in the Norton Anthology, so if the words don't match up word for word, that's why. It's a different translation, and I could not find one with the translation in the Norton. I think probably because it's copyrighted for Norton only. So that, guys, is what's on the docket. Your interactive lecture, your discussion board, and the optional live discussion where we talk about Anglo-Normans and their wonderful piece, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys keep your heads. That you'll get that once you read the poem. But keep your heads, and I will be talking to you guys throughout the week.